and welcome to the eFresh.com Dairy News. My name is Mylène and these are this week's headlines. Irish dairy industry is facing crisis. Czech farmers block traffic over prices. Trade spat over dairy subsidies. Voluntarily Plainview Milk recall. Fonterra tops table of world's milk processors. About 20,000 Irish dairy farmers and 30,000 other processing sector jobs are at stake. The dairy industry is working on its heels in its attempts to cope with low prices, world oversupply, a decline in demand and unwillingness by banks to provide credit to keep going. In the last 18 months, things have gone terribly wrong for the dairymen. Many dairy farmers say they cannot continue to produce at below cost for much longer, while the cooperatives say they cannot pay money they have not been able to get from the markets to the farmer, while about 30,000 jobs in the processing sector are at stake. The farmers are also targeting the supermarkets and accusing them of taking excessive profits, while farmers have to struggle with the same level of prices they received in the mid-1980s for their milk. Czech farmers blocked transport on roads and motorways with lorries and tractors in 7 regions this week in a protest against low purchase prices of milk. Up to 6,000 farmers with 1,900 vehicles took part in the protest, according to the Chamber's estimates. The protest lasted for around 3 hours. The Czech Food Chamber has expressed support for the protesters. Farmers have said several times they want an introduction of a minimum purchase price of milk, but the Agriculture Ministry said several times the demand is not realistic. Farmers say they could be forced to slaughter up to 20,000 cows by the end of the year if purchase prices of milk do not rise. As many as 2,000 workers from the total of 40,000 people employed in the segment could lose their job as a result, they said. Under the subsidy program, US dairy exporters will receive cash bonuses if they lower prices to sell their produce, with effect from June 11th. According to the US Department of Agriculture, up to 92,000 tons of dairy produce destined for world market will be subsidized for the first time in 5 years. The slump in prices is largely the result of an increase in the supplies of dairy products, while demand has weakened, particularly in emerging markets such as India and China. However, the subsidies are likely to depress international dairy prices further, in part by decreasing the incentive for dairy farmers in the US and EU to cut production, while also encouraging other countries to introduce export subsidies of their own to protect their dairy industries. US Plainview Milk Products Cooperative has voluntarily recalled its instant non-fat dried milk and whey protein, as well as some thickening agents, due to potential salmonella contamination. No salmonella contamination has been found in Plainview's products, but General Manager Dallas Moe said in a statement that contamination had been found when the products were blended with other ingredients outside of its facility. A dairy shake powder made by one of Plainview customers was found to contain salmonella. Before the recall, the FDA's environmental testing found some positive test results for salmonella at the company's Plainview plant. Plainview said it is getting all equipment in question disassembled and cleaned and using antimicrobial surface coatings as a further preventative measure. A new study shows New Zealand's Fonterra is the world's top processor of milk, ahead of other global giants such as Nestlé, Dairy Farmers of America, Danone and Kraft. Fonterra is processing 2.7% of the world's milk, while the next biggest player, Dairy Farmers of America, is processing 2.3% according to an international study. Fonterra's result puts it ahead of big global players in terms of volume of milk processed in 2007. About 80% of Fonterra's milk come from 10,500 New Zealand suppliers. Taranaki's estimated 1,800 dairy farmers contribute about 13% of Fonterra New Zealand production. The study found the top 21 milk producing companies produced just 21% of the world's milk. Thank you for watching the efresh.com Dairy News. See you next time.